So everybody, look, thank you. The idea of this platform is just to help young people have a voice. You know, we don't get a lot of feedback as professionals. I've worked in various different roles, from youth work to alternative provision, running programs. I've worked for foundations, you name it, I've done it, care homes. And I've worked with some really good professionals, some better than others, but generally I've had positive experiences. In the past, I've had a lot of young people feel like they haven't had a voice and been able to talk. So this is the opportunity for them to kind of, express how they've been feeling. Good things what have happened, bad things what have happened, in the hope that everybody can learn moving forward and we can improve expectations. Cool, thank you. So what's going on? How are you today?
Yeah, I'm good. You?
You good, yeah? So if you want to introduce yourself. So this is...
my name's Jamal Barrow. I'm 19, live in Brighton, and have done my whole life.
Cool. So I've Jamal's a young person who I've kind of known of for a while. He's been well known in the community.
Yeah.
You know, for mainly good things, I'd say. Yeah. And it's just the opportunity just to us to just sit down and chat. So I don't know, tell, it's the stage is yours, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I went in care at the age of 14 years old. Got told I was going to be in care for 2 weeks. Turned out to be 2.5 to 3 years.
What? So how did that happen then? What were the reasons for that?
So the social worker, basically what happened was my mum said that she was going away for a week and she didn't want arguments in the house. That was one of them. And then the social worker said, okay, Jamal, if you go there, you're going to be there for 2 weeks.
So what arguments are a bit about your family? So what have you got? Brothers, sisters?
Oh yeah, I've got 3 brothers and 2 sisters.
So what's the age gaps like?
26, 24. Me, I'm 19, and then 18, 9, and 6.
All right, it's a big age gap. So what it was like? Okay, I'm going away. Don't want no arguments. Yeah. So you need to go, type thing.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's what it was.
And what that was all your understanding, yeah?
Yeah, and then obviously I didn't want to go, but I went in the end. And yeah, it was meant to be 2 weeks, and it was a lot longer than that.
So tell me about your experiences. So you had a social worker when you was 14?
Yeah.
Or before then? Or?
I think it was before. So she was my social worker when I was 13, I think.
13. And what? Just you had a social worker, or did your siblings have?
It was just for me, yeah.
So I'm hearing so you're the problem. That's what I'm hearing. That's how I would have felt if I was you.
Yeah.
If that was a problem. Yeah. And what was your behaviour like at school, in the community?
Okay, at school it was bad, and the community, I'd say, I don't really know. So it wasn't bad, but it wasn't a good thing either.
But all right, so in school, so from what I know, so in school, why was it bad? Was you not engaging?
Just couldn't really get focused in school, I'm not gonna lie.
Is that what you struggled to learn and stuff?
Yeah, it's more like you've got your friends in the classroom.
A bit of
really,
banter.
yeah, you're trying to have fun, double science and stuff like that. You're trying to have fun. You just don't really care.
But did you feel that you ever needed any extra support or anything, and that wasn't given to you, or you just whatever in it?
I mean, it's just you saying in school.
Yeah.
In school, I didn't think that, no. Only because so I was naughty in school, had detentions, isolation, all that stuff, and there was 2 teachers that helped me, but at the same time they made it worse because they took me out of my lessons from the end of year 8 to halfway through year 9, and basically every time I went to school I have to go into this one room.
What, just you?
Yeah, it was me and obviously the teacher.
So you were basically having to learn away from your friends and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that because you were the distraction then, or what?
Because I was just naughty, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but were you learning okay though?
Yeah. I knew what was going on. And everything
You just
like that,
chose just to like have a bit of banter and
have
piss
a bit of a
around.
laugh, yeah.
Nah, fair enough. Fair enough. So that was school. So then, okay, so you was in school. So what, did you get excluded or what happened with school?
Oh yeah, they kicked me out from that school, from Varndine, and then went to Peru. Actually, I went on a managed move to Bacca.
How did that go?
They kicked me out after 2 weeks
Why?
because I didn't want to go to detentions, and to be fair, I was swearing at teachers and stuff.
Okay, so what do you? Okay, so you think that was fair?
Yeah, I think, yeah. To be fair, I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to be there either. So I was trying to get kicked out of Bacca.
Fair enough.
And then went back to Varndine. That lasted like 3 weeks. I switched, like, in Varndine there's 4 different school bases. It's like Ellis, Turin, Russell and Angelo. Just a section of the year groups and stuff. And I was in Ellis, and then they switched me to Angelo to try and work with me a bit more. And then that didn't work either. I didn't like the head of that group. And to be fair, she didn't like me either.
Okay, fair enough. So so there were some teachers you got on with. So I'm
Yeah.
hearing that obviously if there's teachers you get on with who understand you, then you're able to like work. But if you don't like them, it's just you just switch off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So all right. So Peru. How often would you go in Peru?
Well, I was there for every single day until
But how long was your day?
from what timings?
Yeah.
Like 9 till like 3.
Okay, nice. So they was get off. Well, you're lucky because a lot of young people these days are getting like 2 hours,
Yeah.
twice a week, 2 hours bit of tutoring. Like so, at least, I mean, fair enough.
But I mean, one thing I will say about Peru as well is like, I generally think the teachers don't know how to handle kids' behaviour in that school.
I mean, I've worked with a lot of challenging young people, and some of them might not be able to, but you got to think: is the answer putting loads of the troubled young people, into the same place? So you got what 30 kids, it's probably more, into this Peru.
Yeah.
All of these kids have been disruptive in their own schools, and now you've got them all together,
Yeah.
on a madness. Teachers, it can probably seem like they can't handle it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, you. So
Yeah.
I get it. You could be like, nah, they're just not handling this because you got Mickey over there who, when he can't get a maths question right, he jumps on the table and starts throwing things, and then that triggers his autism over there because he needs to be quiet. He starts kicking off. Then before you know it, no one can get out because the doors are like magnetic doors. You can't even get out of them,
Yeah.
and then everyone feels like they're locked up. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think Peru was good, but obviously there's an incident that happened, and then I had to be on bail.
okay, what's this incident?
So it was a GBH.
Oh, what you got done for GBH?
Yeah.
What's that, at school or in the community?
It's outside of school,
Okay, cool.
and
You or a group of friends or what? Just,
it was kind of, we were all there, but it was me that done it. I put my hands. I look back on it and just think like, why did I do that? It's embarrassing that I've done that.
fair enough.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So that happened, and then how did that affect schooling?
Because I got put on bail, and the bail was I wasn't allowed at the place that it happened.
Yeah.
But the social worker changed it and said I wasn't allowed in Brighton at all.
What? So the police just bailed you not to be allowed in a certain place,
Yeah.
but then you were told by like a trusted social worker that you weren't allowed in the whole of Brighton.
Yeah.
Wow. When did you find that out?
I mean, to be fair, it happened at the time, but it was more like I didn't really understand what she was trying to do, like trying to separate me from my family and my friends. Like, because there was one time when I did come back from where I was living in Crawley, I generally sat down on the bench with my friends, just didn't recognise them. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you just sit there and you're just like feel awkward because you haven't seen them for so long.
Yeah, okay, so you've fallen
Stuff
out
like
of
that.
touch.
Yeah.
And is that, I don't know, maybe she done, I mean, I don't think that's right, I shouldn't have lied to you about that, but maybe it might, if she felt that they were a bad influence and and to try and do that. But I mean, there's ways of doing it. I wouldn't have done that. Okay, so all that happened. So all right, so why do you want to? Obviously, we're here. Why do you want to share your story? Like,
Just so other people like understand where certain people come from,
yeah,
instead of just, for instance, judging them or stuff like that. Like I want people to understand there's more about stuff than what you see, if you know what I mean.
yeah, okay. Like, yeah, being judged. I hear that. I've been in, I mean, situations where people have thought I was a young person and like started to talk to me differently and like with no respect and stuff.
Yeah.
When you went into care and stuff, what kind of happened?
So, well, as soon as it happened, I was with, obviously, do you care if I say you?
No, go on, whatever.
I was obviously with you and another worker, and the social worker. She felt intimidated, but intimidated in a way where she seemed really off. Like we were all just sat down, and she was like positioning herself more up the road, kind of like glancing at us and seeing what like she definitely thought that.
I mean, I hadn't met her at that time. I just saw a woman like all the way up the road, like looking down, looking a bit weird at us, like what we up to, and I wasn't really aware of who it was until the people turned up to take you away, and then it was like they kind of showed their face, and I was a little bit like, why didn't you come over and kind of introduce yourself? So that was a little bit strange and uncomfortable for me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm as a professional, so let alone you as a young person meeting like professionals for the first time, and they're trying to take you away. So obviously that's happened. What kind of support do you think you needed? Like at the time and like even now?
So at that time, I just needed someone that was just like honest about what was happening. Like, she lied so much to a point where when she would call me about certain stuff and say she would do certain stuff, I just thought, okay, well, she's just lying. She's saying the stuff I wanted to hear, but never actually done it.
How did that make you feel?
It made me not like her even more, to be honest. It just made me not like her.
It's not good because you've got people out there trying to like make sure that stigma's not there because we want everybody to work like to support young people together. Because ideally you've got like a team around you who our job's to make sure that everything's good for you, and it's difficult like hearing it from you how you felt because you didn't feel supported. Like what else though? Like I mean, did you get the support what was needed? Do you feel like?
Not from the social worker, no. But for instance, like from you, yeah. Even with that court thing, do you remember Mike?
Yeah.
Like even with him, yeah.
So that was youth offending and stuff. Okay, so you had youth offending involvement as well. Yeah, okay. So you had youth offending involvement. Social work, yes, you had. Okay.
So from you and Mike, yeah. But from her,
Do you think that's because she didn't like get you? Or?
I genuinely think if they put like a social worker a bit younger, who could actually understand things, then I think that, for instance, me and him or her would have got on a lot more.
It's been ages, you know. No, but I mean, okay. So if it's somebody who you felt understood you a bit better,
Yeah.
and like supported you in a way which you felt actually they get it, they're trying.
Mm-hmm.
You think it would have gone a bit better.
It would have been a lot better, yeah.
So what would you say to, I don't know, say you got people who are like new, qualified, mad enthusiastic, and they want to like be social workers.
Yeah.
Is there anything you would suggest for them?
I would say, obviously, their job is to be professional, but at the same time, kind of be on a level with the person you're working with to kind of. It's like if you're working with them, you're the social worker, but at the same time, you kind of want that young person to look at you as like a role model trying to guide them in the right way, where to go, what steps to take in life, and
Nah, fair enough. I hear that. Nah. So, like, you've half mentioned, like, what can help. So what do you think can be done differently to improve engagement? So you've said try to work on a level a little bit more and understand the young people. What else do you think would be better? So have you ever tried to ring up and the phone's off or not working or...
try and make, I wouldn't say a bit more time, but like have other options there, if you know what I mean. Like, for instance, just when I turned 18, social worker just blocked my phone number, turned her phone off.
What do you mean blocked you?
Like, she just, I don't know if she got a new phone or not, but even like when I've requested of her phone number, no one's like been able to get it.
No way.
So all them like documents and stuff that she's had of mine that I would need after like leaving care, she hasn't provided them for me.
So what, now you still haven't had any of those documents?
No.
And you don't know who to contact to get those documents?
So my new, like, I don't know what it's called. You know, when you turn 18, you don't get a social worker, you get something else.
You're looked after child, so a leaving care worker.
Yeah. So she would have to, I've asked her to contact like the social worker's workplace or where she used to work
Like
before.
the pod manager or
to
someone.
try and get all the stuff. And the only thing I have got so far is, you know, like the CSCS Health and Safety Pass Certificate.
You're entitled to all your files. All the documents what have been logged about you, you can request that.
Yeah. I mean, I have, but...
We'll look at that, but you can request that because you're entitled to it. You can get all the recordings, everything people have written about you. Take time, read it, or you'll be surprised.
Yeah.
You're like, right, he's a snake, bro. I thought he said this. Nah, I'm not trusting her anymore.
Yeah.
You know, then you can see like a true picture about what's happened, and then you can kind of have more of an understanding about. But at the same time, though, you know, it's difficult because some of social workers do have mad caseloads of, like, say they've got to see you and 10 others.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get out of bed until like 1 in the afternoon. And they've only got between 1 and 5 to see everybody, for example.
Yeah.
On top of having to write all the reports and make decisions. One thing what I'd say, generally, like, a lot of information on people's files are kind of negative. I don't really see a lot of positives what are logged. So I mean, it's difficult to look at people in a positive light if all you're seeing is Jamal's been excluded from school, Jamal's bullying his brother, Jamal's doing this, Jamal's doing that. That's all you can go by. But okay, so that's that. So all right, so growing up in Brighton and stuff. So where did you hang out? What did you used to get up to?
I used to hang out at the level.
What was that?
Like, it was a bad environment.
Why?
Me and to be fair, what we used to do was like, I don't really like talking about it because I look back at it like, what am I doing? Like, it's disgusting.
I mean, you learn from it. It's like an L, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, you know, we're all just stood there doing nothing. For instance, a guy walks past, he has something that one of us would want, and we would take it off him, like.
Okay.
So, yeah. And if he did try and do anything after that.
What, civilians, yeah? Or...
Civilians and
man them?
Yeah, and yeah.
Okay.
Basically everyone, but obviously not like elderly people or like people with babies. And that, like, that's, yeah, no. Probably between like the age of 18 to like 25-ish.
So guys who were probably on the same thing as you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Has that ever happened to you? Anybody ever taken anything off you before?
No.
No. So, all right, so you guys used to do that. I didn't know that. What, your guys used to carry weapons or anything?
Yeah, we used to, yeah. Not anymore though, like now we've all kind of just growing up, look back at it like.
So why do you think, because obviously there's a lot of young people out there who might be watching this or listening. You used to do that, why? I'm just trying to understand.
To be cool. I'm not gonna lie, is to be cool and kind of have a name for yourselves where like you don't want to kind of put yourself in a situation where it's life or death, because you kind of want to make a name for yourself where somebody doesn't have like the confidence to try and do that to you.
So it's a prevention. So if you've
Yeah.
got a rep,
Yeah,
guys see you, they're like, nah, I don't want none of that.
yeah,
Because you've got the rep. So they're not going to try and stick it on you because they're like, he's on smoke. Like, it's,
yeah. That's basically it.
you know? Fair enough. No, I mean, I don't judge
Yeah.
any. I mean, I was young. I mean, I didn't ever carry weapons, to be honest, but I get it. Kind of life and death. I used to always train and be into like boxing, gym, and to be strong and stuff in case I was in a situation. I knew I could look at a few guys and be like, "Pff, I'm game."
Yeah,
Like, you with me?
yeah.
That's what I used to do for me. But okay, so you guys used to carry weapons. It's a bit scary though. And I mean, has any of your friends or anybody ever been like injured or anything? Like stabbed?
yeah. One of my friends got stabbed and killed about a year and 3-4 months ago now.
So how did that make you feel? And like and what do you think the impact of that's been on like the community, for example?
Well, to be fair, it made me feel like shit. Like, obviously, we wasn't like best friends, but like obviously, we just sit there, chill with each other, talk about shit. Like
You
we're
know
friends,
someone, you
innit?
know
Yeah,
someone,
yeah,
innit?
yeah.
Like if you
Yeah.
like have chilled with them and it's like reminiscing, like right, we used to chill, like
Yeah,
he's not here anymore. Like that's just a bit peak.
Yeah.
Well, so that's happened. That made you feel rubbish. What else, man? Like what did that have the impact on people around you?
well, I mean, at that time, everyone's sad. Like, yeah, like, I don't really know. Like, yeah,
No. I mean, it's difficult. I mean, I suppose it's sorry, you know, I'm making you kind of revisit that because it's quite uncomfortable because no one deserves to have to lose their life or to even have to go through what
yeah.
some have to go through what some people go through have lost someone. So, all right. So explain when like a worker has done like more than expected. Like it could be that like where you spoke about the teachers at Prue. What made you feel like you got on with them more than the others?
Well, in the Prue category, there was one teacher that if he used to sit in our classrooms and stuff. If he felt like, for instance, I was getting agitated in the class, and he seen that I've obviously finished my work, he would take me out of the class and we'd go play ping pong in the sports hall and that at school.
So like he understood what works well with you,
Yeah,
and that like when you've done your work, if it got a bit too much,
yeah,
good ways of like removing you from the situation.
yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Is there any other professionals?
Yeah, yourself.
I'm trying to get around.
But it is what it is. Like even, you see, when we were talking about the social worker thing earlier, like having options and being open, just in case that young person does need you there. At one time, I was just stood with my friends waiting to get a bus home. Next thing you know, there's armed police with aiming, was it XM4s
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And obviously, I called you straight away.
I remember that you called me up and was like, "Dan, speak to this police officer." And I remember driving down near the level, and there was an incident. Something happened, and they were like, "No, something happened," and they were looking for someone, but they said they had a grey jacket on or something. You had a white jacket on.
Yeah. So basically, what it was someone was running around with an axe trying to hit people with an axe, and his description was black shoes, blue jeans, and a grey jumper with a black coat. The thing is, I remember this so clearly as well. Yeah, and it's like I was wearing white Air Forces. Yeah, white Air Forces, grey bottoms, grey top, and a big white coat, kind of like this kind of white. And obviously, the only thing I matched the description of was a grey jumper. And the thing is, you couldn't even see the grey jumper because I had the big white coat on. And,
So how old was you at the time when that happened?
I was like 15, I think.
What, and they'd be like guns out on you? And
Yeah. I just stood there like,
remains like.
yeah.
How did that make you feel?
To be fair, I was shitting myself. I was like, if I try and move, fuck knows what's gonna happen. Like, they have guns at me. But yeah.
I remember that. mad.
And to be fair, it makes you, like, your whole body just freezes up. Like, you're just there, like, what do I do? Like,
They say you have like fight or flight, but obviously you're not going to try and fly if you've got armed police
yeah,
pointing guns at you, are you?
yeah. And even the description of the male was a white male around, like, I can't remember the exact, but it was around like 5'10" or something. And the crazy thing is, do you remember this? I think this is when you were there, turned up as well. The guy with the exact same description walked straight past him, and I said, can you not see? Like, he's just, the guy that you're trying to explain to me has just walked past you. Like, that's not, like, I wasn't trying to snitch on him, but I'm trying to get myself out of that. Like,
You're like, look, it's like, come on.
yeah,
Like, you're fixated on me. Like, have you just seen?
that's what I mean, yeah. But it's,
Have you, like, been aware or seen any situations, you know, where, like, I don't know, young people been mugged off, I don't know, sent shop or exploited is a term professionals use.
yeah. Yeah, I have a lot, especially around the level as well. Like, you just see it, like, for instance, drug dealers, yeah, they'll have, like, they'll go to these spots where they know these kids are out here trying to make some pennies, whatever, like. It will start by, for instance, you go to the shop for me, I'll give you 5 or 10 or whatever. You got to do that. And it's kind of like it's like they're pulling you in. And then once they got you, you can't really do nothing about it. But, like, they'll send you to the shop and give you some money. Then they'll start asking you to do different things. And then you start doing these different things, and it's just a repeating cycle that you won't really be able to get out of.
Because it's like, I've looked after you, innit? Like, just do me a favour, innit? Go and drop that to him, like, it's calm.
Mm-hmm. Because that's basically, like, they'll always have one up on you because how much respect they've given you. But it's all a little mind game, like, draw you in and you can't go anywhere.
Okay, I'm with you. And I suppose that probably happens to a lot of people without even realising.
Yeah.
At what age did you realise that, they were mugging it back in the day? Like, not necessarily you, but just generally.
It's like when you hit about, really realise that, like, for instance, with, like, all that stuff, when you realise how much, for instance, that person is, like, making money-wise, you're a bit like, he's taking the piss out of me. He's only giving me this much, I'm doing this. I'm doing everything, but he's getting all that money and I'm not, kind of thing.
Yeah, but I mean, if you understand how the business works, it depends. Mm-hmm. It's like having owning a shop, for example. You might have to pay rent, bills and everything else. You know, what's the proportion of that profit? I don't know, I'm just saying. Bottom line is, it's like, I get what you're saying, but it shouldn't really be, like, as you're saying, drawing them in and taking advantage of those young people who are not really understanding what's going on.
Yeah, I'd say around 16. But when you hit, like, 16, 17, it's like you kind of realise, like, okay, cool, he's took the piss. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you get older and start realising what's what, you'll realise, like, cool, he's just took the piss out of me for a good 3 years. Do you know what I mean?
How does that make you feel? I mean,
It's just
part of growing up, I suppose.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's bad because what it's about, like, but at the same time, it's kind of good because it kind of makes you realise, like, what to watch out for in the future. But it's more bad than good.
Yeah, okay, so you learn a lot from it, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you're learning that, you know what, I'm not going to let that happen again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to kind of, like, pattern up and do things properly.
Literally, yeah.
Nice. I think, you know what? Well, yeah, no, thank you. I think, is there anything else you want to talk about?
One thing.
Cool, we got time.
So from also growing up, you realise, like, listen, when you're a kid, you want to fuck about, you want to do everything, you want to get a name for yourself, you want to fight people, show people you're the tough guy, and, like, for instance, I really, really hate going uptown now, for instance, because it's just kind of like I'm embarrassed to actually be there.
Why?
Because, like, I don't know, it kind of just makes you remember, like, kind of what you said they used to fuck about, try to beat people up for no reason whatsoever. It's because you're sitting there with your friends and you're bored.
So now you going there, like flashbacks, like it associates with all that negative
it's kind
stuff.
of secondhand, like I'm embarrassed to be there.
Because you're thinking I was a dickhead.
Yeah. And like even the shop workers, like even like Poundland on London Road, yeah. We used to go there, fill up the whole basket and just walk out, like, just because we sat there bored, hungry and that. If I was to go in there now, but to be fair, I would never go in that shop again because of that. I don't want them to realise, like, oh yeah, you were that little dickhead when you were younger, like trying to rob the shop and that. Like, all that stuff, it builds up to when you're older and it has a reflection, is that the right word?
Yeah, it's like creates a perception of you, and then like, it's like say you're young and always involved with the police.
Yeah.
You might think, no, I'm 18 now, it's calm, but that police officer's still doing that job.
Yeah.
You're still gonna think that's that little shit. Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's stop him and see what he's about, because he used to cause me so much crap when he was younger.
Yeah. To be fair, there was one police officer. It was about a whole year. It was like a year and a half ago or something. Basically, there was another incident with the people I was with robbing someone. I didn't do anything. I just stood there. It was because I was with them. I was associated with them with same white coat on as well. I was just walking. I separated myself from them. It was just me and my other good friend walking down. We got stopped and searched. Police said, "Okay, fine, yeah, it's cool. You can go. You don't have anything on you." And then we were walking around along the London Road. And then 2 police women grabbed me. No reason at all. After I've literally just been searched on the corner, they grabbed me, trying to like, wrestle with me. I'm just like, what the fuck are you
When was
doing?
this?
Like, this was when I was like 16.
Okay.
16, around 16, 15. And I was kind of looking like, what are you doing? Like, get off me. Like, I've just been searched around the corner. And obviously they're trying to wrestle and I'm just kind of like getting agitated, like, why are you trying to grab me? And then like four policemen come and grab me, threw me up against this like glass window, and then one of them grabbed my head and like smashed my head into the glass. Yeah. And this is what it kind of explains it. So that happened, and obviously they arrested me, whatever, for fucking attempted robbery, whatever it was. Even though I weren't even involved, the police officers 2 seconds earlier said, "You're free to go. You've done nothing wrong." And then I see that exact same police officer. I was just sat at the bottom of Sainsbury's just waiting. I see him walk past me. He makes eye contact with me like this, and he just goes, and I was like, "I remember you," and he just didn't say anything to me. He just speed walked off.
He must have thought, "Car, he's a big chap.
Yeah.
I don't know." You know, I violated him. You know, like,
Yeah.
This could get a bit out of hand. Let me just.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like stuff like that. But how are you? Even as like a professional policeman, this is another topic as well. It's kind of like, I feel like when you're a professional in the like police manner, I feel like police abuse their power.
Okay.
To be
Is that
honest.
for experiences?
Yeah. 100% they abuse their power.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah, from that experience as well. Like,
I mean, I was young once. I got stopped by police when I was a kid once, and they full on took my shoes off in the rain. Swear to God, wet socks. I was like young, I didn't know any different. I thought they're allowed to do that.
yeah. Even
Biggest violation ever.
even when they just randomly stop search you as well. That's happened to me quite a lot. Just because of probably how I look. But it's like,
Could be the clothes you wear as well.
yeah,
Sometimes, because if you're looking like for example, earlier you're like, oh my God, that kid's like 12 and he's got a trap star tracksuit on.
Yeah.
He's wearing that uniform. That's that kind of like roadman uniform.
Yeah.
So if you're dressing like that, then if all they've got to go by is they're the kind of people who are involved in whatever, then you become an easier target.
Yeah. But it's like, that's, okay, one thing with that is like, okay, if you're going to wear a tracksuit, blacked out with black coat, whatever, you should expect to get stopped. But at the same time, the police shouldn't assume that you've got stuff on you just because of what you're wearing. Like,
Cool, but if everybody's wearing that kind of stuff to go out and to do moves,
yeah.
I don't know, innit?
Yeah. Yeah. kind of breaks it down.
You with me? Everyone's like, yeah, bro, on this thing, yeah, all right, cool. Blacked out, yeah? Say less.
Yeah.
All right, maybe we'll go out in yellow or something. I don't know. Nah, cool. All right, well, yeah, wicked for that. Much appreciated. Thank you for your time and for joining the platform. I'm sure we'll see much more of you. And thanks for the content.